This is the Vital Infrared Sauna, and this is the Nurecover Steam Tent. And by looking at them side by side, you might think that they are the exact same thing, when in reality, they couldn't be more different. And that is exactly what I want to show off in this video. I want to show you guys the differences between the Vital and the Nurecover Steam Sauna, because they are two very distinct, different experiences that you're going to have in these two saunas, even though they look identical to each other. So we'll go through the pros and cons. I'll show you a few of the features, the differences between the two, and just in the end, I hope that I can help you guys make a more informed decision as to which one you should actually buy. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the number one question that you probably have, and that is, what is the price difference between these two? Now, the Vital retails for $700, and the Nurecover Tropic will retail anywhere from about $300 to $400, and I know that's a big difference there. They tend to run a lot of different sales. Now, based on that alone, you might just conclude that you want to go ahead and just get the Nurecover Tropic because you've heard some good things about it. But guys, please hold off, because there is a reason why the Vital is a little bit more expensive. And I want to go into those details. And let's go ahead and just talk about those differences. And number one being the build quality between these two. Now, I might repeat this several times throughout the video, but yeah, side by side, these two look identical. However, there's a few key differences between those that I want to point out. Now, first of all, the Nurecover is 6'2", the Vital is 6'3", so you have a 1-inch advantage for the Vital, not a big deal. The outside coverings are pretty close as far as overall quality of them. I mean, it feels about the same material. I know the Vital has mentioned that their material is different. It's supposed to be able to actually withstand the heat from the infrared panels and not off gas. That's a very good thing to hear. Now, one of the things that I've noticed on their Nurecover, that the stitching can be hit or miss. If you take a look up here, now I try to be really gentle with these, but there is actually some of the stitching actually coming apart right there, especially at the poles, so there's a little bit more tension, simply because I think that you need a little bit of extra material on here so you're not having to pull the tent so tight. You come over here and the tolerances are just a little bit looser. It's not quite as tight, so it's not actually going to put so much strain on those threads. Now, I went ahead and opened these up, so I want to show you guys the differences. Again, we have the Nurecover right here. So the biggest structural difference between the two is the fact that Nurecover is still using like these PVC poles right here. So they definitely have a lot more flex to them. They're hollow. And as they heat up, they can tend to not necessarily warp, but kind of. They start to get a little bit more flexy. And if you come over here to the Vital they actually use these fiberglass poles. I mean, these things are very, very durable. They don't flex at all. Speaking of structural support, if you take a look at these little pipe fittings right here, they actually have a little bit of extra support here as far as these plastic little wings right there. And so they're a little bit more rigid. If you come over to the Nurecover, they just don't have any of that. They don't have this middle support right there. So it definitely can kind of flex and bend a lot more than the Vital. The other thing that I really dislike about Nurecover is they always include this tiny little toddler chair, and it's so small. Now, the one in the Vital I mean, it's kind of mid-size. It's not super big. I mean, if you're a big guy, big lady, whatever, you might need to get a little bit bigger chair. But this one is definitely a lot more sufficient, if you will, than the one that they have for the Nurecover. So the bottom line, when it comes to these two, the construction of the Vital it's definitely better than the Nurecover. We've gotten that out of the way, so let's go ahead and talk about the features and specs of these two saunas. Starting with the Nurecover once again, the very first, most obvious difference between these two is that this is a steam-driven sauna tent, and so it requires you to actually fill this little steamer up with water. It holds about 4 liters of water, and of course, as it gets hot, that's actually attached to the silicone hose that pumps the steam through there, goes to that diffuser, and it gets really hot and steamy in here. And that can be very effective overall. One of the downsides that I have found is that the overall insulation of this tent, it's not super thick, so sometimes it doesn't get quite as hot as you would like it to. One other standout feature of the Nurecover is the fact that they include this red light rope right here. They do say that it is true red light therapy, that it puts out light at 660 nanometers. That said, it is powered by this little battery pack right here, so it's like 4 AA batteries inside there. It's not super bright. So as far as the overall effectiveness of that, I'm on the fence. Now over here we have the Vital and the Vital is a far infrared sauna, so it actually has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 infrared panels that completely surround you. I can't tell you guys, of course, if you watch my review video, they are extremely effective. Also includes the red light therapy up here. So they do claim that these are 660 nanometers as well. So they're hopefully some healing benefit to them. The major pro of these is the fact that they're actually hardwired. So these aren't battery powered. So I think that it's going to output just a little bit more light. And then of course up top we have the chromotherapy. This will actually change 4 different colors as well. And you know, you can read into chromotherapy as far as the benefits, but it's supposed to just kind of elevate your mood in certain ways. And so those are all the features of the Vital Plus. So I'm sitting inside the SaunaPod right now, and the infrared panels that I had mentioned here just a moment ago, that is really where the cost is coming in. That's why you're paying a lot more for this, is because the infrared panels are just much more expensive. I mean, that steamer that you have in the Nurecover, that probably costs them like $5. The infrared panels, they definitely put some R&D into those. This is the first of its kind, you know, as far as being a portable infrared sauna on the market. Okay, so we've talked about the build quality, we've talked about the specs. Now at this point, let's go ahead and do a head-to-head comparison of how well they actually perform. All right, so here's how this is gonna work. We're gonna go ahead and turn these both on. I wanna see how hot they actually get and how long it actually takes to get up to full temperature. Now, as you guys know, infrared is very different from steam, okay? If you have steam at 120 degrees with 100% humidity, it will feel like around 160, 170 degrees. The infrared sauna is a little bit different because it has that invisible light, and so it's actually penetrating into the body, so it's kind of, if you will, cooking you from the inside out, and because of that, that too doesn't have to be very hot. It'll get up to about 150 degrees, and you will certainly feel it tremendously. All I'm trying to say is that they're not going to be the exact same temperature, and that's not what we're looking for because they're heating in 2 different ways. We just simply want to see how well they actually perform, how long it actually takes them to get up to temperature. All right, so we have the Nurecover steam right here. Go ahead, turn this on, keep it 45 minutes. It is maximum temperature at 9. So as always, like I do in every single video, I'm going to go ahead and throw this little sensor inside of the tent, and we have our little readout right here. It's going to show us not only the humidity, but also the temperature inside. So we want to see how long this will take. So we will use our little timer right here, get that started. Let's throw in the thermometer and get going. Now, update number 1, it is about 12.5 minutes. And as you can see here, it is just now starting to fill up with some steam right there. Starting to see the very first signs of life there. And we come over here, the inside temperature is 79 degrees. 58% humidity, so definitely not there yet. Pardon the interruption just for 1 second, guys, but if you're like me and you love going into the sauna, you'll know that it has a ton of benefits. However, with those benefits, there are actually some inherent risks with that. Number 1 being dehydration. So if you have noticed that you're in there and you're sweating, losing a ton of water and a lot of electrolytes, I just wanted to recommend 40,000 volts. This is something that I use. This is not a sponsored video at all, but this is a product that I have picked up from Trace Minerals, so there's nothing extra added to it. It's just straight up. It has magnesium chloride, sodium, potassium, sulfate, and boron. And so I found that anytime that I take this, that I feel a lot better. You know, if I feel like dizzy, nausea, anything like that coming on, it's been extremely helpful. So I do have a link down in the description if you want to check it out. So that is all. Back to the video. Status update number 2. We are at just over 30 minutes and we come over here to the thermometer. It is reading 108 degrees inside, 91% humidity. And of course here in the garage, it is 75 degrees. So it's still not quite getting up to their advertised temperature, and it has been 30 minutes. So these are just a few things to expect. Let's let it run just a little bit longer and see if it can get even hotter. Third and final check, it has been just over 40 minutes. If we come over here, 110 degrees, 91% humidity. Now, Nurecover on their website, they do say that their steam sauna can get up to 130 to 150 degrees Fahrenheit. Guys, I have tested these for a while now. I've done numerous videos on that. It has never, ever gotten anywhere close to that. And so once again, it just goes to show you that they do a lot of, if you want to say false advertising on their website, these things just cannot get as hot as they say. Now let's go ahead and move on to the Vital Plus, the SaunaPod here. Let's turn that on, see how warm it gets and how quickly it takes to actually get to that temperature. Quick reminder, they do say that theirs can get to 150 degrees, and so let's see if that's the case. Now let's go ahead and check the temperature for the SaunaPod. So guys, I went ahead and I got an oven thermometer. I think that's gonna be a little bit more effective because the infrared panels are right down there, so I just kind of put that right in the middle. It actually has a built-in thermometer right there, that little stick right there, and that's connected to the control panel right here. So let's turn this on and let's see, function. So It's in Celsius, so 65 degrees Celsius. That is going to be about 150 degrees. Let's go to time. Let's see. So the time, let's go ahead. We'll set that to 45 minutes. And let's go ahead and get that fired up. Let that run. And of course, we will start our time right now. Let me get this closed up. Now, update number 1, it has been almost 13 minutes. I'm looking inside. It's 57, let's see, 57 degrees Celsius. So that's about 134 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm also looking at the oven thermometer, and it looks like it's coordinating. So in a very short amount of time, this is heating up pretty darn fast. So that's good to see. Update number 2, it has been just over 20 minutes, guys, and it has actually hit the temperature that's supposed to. Let's open this up really quick. And if you look, let's see, you can get in right there. It's at 150 degrees. Yeah, there you have it. I mean, Vital Plus, they say that it gets to 150 degrees. It actually gets to 150 degrees in a relatively quick amount of time. You have to understand that any sauna is going to take a while to heat up. Infrared saunas, even the ones that are like $5,000 to $10,000, I mean, they take anywhere from about 15 to 20 minutes to warm up as well. So this is spot on so far, and that's really good to see. Okay, so there you have it. Now, I don't want to drag this video out, but I did want to show you the difference between a steam sauna and the infrared sauna from the SaunaPod from Vital Plus. And as you can see, I mean, there's a lot of pros and cons to both of those. The steam sauna, I mean, I would say that there's definitely a lot more cons to it. You know, just the fact that you do have to deal with a lot of moisture all the time. You have to add water and then just make sure that it's dried out so that it doesn't build up any kind of mold or toxins, anything like that. It's kind of a headache, but also you could see that it's just not very reliable as far as the overall temperature. And of course, the Vital Plus, the SaunaPod right here, yes, it's a little bit more expensive, but it's definitely using more premium parts. Those infrared panels, I mean, they're not cheap. So the fact that they have 6 of those sitting in there that completely surrounds you. The experience overall is very different as well. I mean, if you've ever been in a steam room, it's definitely, I would say, more taxing to your lungs because you're kind of breathing in all those vapors. The infrared sauna, it's dry, and so because of that, you don't have that taxing sensation on your lungs. However, it really just kind of hits you in the face as far as the intensity. I mean, it's a very intense heat. Infrared light, of course, it's penetrating deep into the body. And so it's just a different sensation, but I think that you'll appreciate it a lot more. So guys, if you have any questions, comments, if I left anything out in this video, be sure to leave those comments down in the comment section down below. Also, I do have links to both of these products if you're interested in buying them. The Vital Plus is the one you should actually go with. I don't recommend Nurecover at all. But having said that, I really appreciate you guys watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.